Our second topic would be achieving business success by demonstrating ethical behavior and social responsibility. At the end of this topic, students should be able to explain the concepts of business ethics and social responsibility, describe the factors that influence business ethics, list the stages in the development of ethical standards, identify common ethical dilemmas in the workplace, discuss how organizations shape ethical behavior, describe how businesses' social responsibility is measured, and summarize the responsibility of business to the general public, consumers, employees, and the financial community. Business organizations should behave like responsible citizens and uphold ethical behavior and social responsibility. Awareness among customers has increased so much that they expect more than a product utility from the business organizations. When ethical standards are applied, there will be no compromise of quality of the goods and services offered to the consumers. This ethical behavior will build trust and confidence and create long-lasting patronage from the customers. Not always governments alone can protect and provide better quality of life to the society. Business organizations also have to make their own contributions and give back something to the society from where they come from. When good environment is created and customers are kept happy with quality products, earning profits will become an automatic affair. What are the concepts of business ethics and social responsibility? Business ethics are nothing but the standards of conduct and moral values governing actions and decisions in the work environment, which are required for organizations that want to prosper over a long period of time. Social responsibility of philosophies, policies, procedures, and actions are directed towards the enhancement of society's welfare should be actually the primary objective of all business establishments. A delicate balance of doing what is right and doing what is profitable should also be made. The stages in development of ethical standards. Individual ethics. Studies show that executives, managers, employees demonstrate different personal ethical traits in their job front. The main type of unethical behaviors that commonly found in a workplace are lying, withholding information, abusing or intimidating, inaccurately reporting, and discriminating. Actually, expansion of technology has increased unethical behavior. If you look at individual ethics, there are 3 stages to it. In stage 1, individuals are mainly looking out for their own interests, and rules are followed only out of fear of punishment or hope for reward. And this stage is known as the pre-conventional stage. Stage 2 is the conventional stage where individuals consider the interests and expectations of others in making decisions. Rules are followed because it is a part of belonging to a particular group. And the third stage or the final stage is known as the post-conventional stage. Here, the individuals follow personal principles for resolving ethical dilemmas and consider personal, group, and societal interests. Certain common ethical dilemmas in a workplace. And these dilemmas definitely are challenges. Let us identify them. The first one is conflict of interest, which exists when business person is faced with a situation in which an action benefiting one person or a group has the potential harm to another. Next comes honesty and integrity. Honesty is to tell the truth, and integrity is adhering to deeply felt ethical principles in business situations. This may create a dilemma amongst employees. Example, to be dishonest in a resume, depending on the individual's integrity. The more he has the integrity, the less will he be the dishonest person. Loyalty versus truth. Being loyal towards a company may sometimes conflict with truth if the company is not a favorable one. That is why we see many employees leave their jobs when their conscience does not allow them to be loyal anymore, as unethical or illegal activities may be common within the organization. This may also encourage a new group called the whistleblowers. So what is whistleblowing? It is again a dilemma. It is an employee's disclosure to the media or the government authorities of the illegal, immoral or unethical practices of the organization. This happens as an extreme step when an employee can take no more of the activities of the organization. Now, how do organizations shape ethical behavior? Choices are strongly influenced by the standards established within the organizations where people are working. The 4 levels that are required to shape an organization could be as follows. First and foremost, there should be an ethical awareness. A code of conduct is to be developed to give guidance to workers about how firms expect them to respond. So once this awareness is created amongst the employee group, then comes ethical reasoning. Ethical training programs are conducted in order to detail solutions to ethical problems. This could be in a form of Q&A sessions, it could be debates, it could be clarifications from the employees. Then comes ethical action. Structures and approaches that allow decisions to be turned into ethical actions are provided by firms. This is nothing but the actual implementation of the ethical code of conduct. Once reasoning is done, this action is going to be smooth. Then comes ethical leadership. Ethical behavior should be demonstrated into actions in extreme and emergency situations also. And when that is done, it is known as a leadership quality, which unfortunately not many organizations follow. It should be remembered that any ethical misconduct of an organization actually may affect a firm's stakeholders, customers, investors, employees, and the public. So it requires a lot of moral responsibility from the organizations to have ethical leadership qualities. How businesses actually can measure their social responsibility? When businesses fail to regulate their own actions, consumers and other businesses can suffer serious consequences. These threats are averted by federal, state, and local governments by passing laws limiting undesirable actions or by offering incentives for socially desirable behavior. There are actually 3 phases of government regulation. Regulation of competition is the first one. In a regulated industry, competition is either limited or eliminated, and close government control is substituted for free competition. Then comes consumer protection. A powerful regulatory agency called the Consumer Product Safety Commission, created by the Consumer Product Safety Act of 1972, has the authority to ban products without court hearings, order recalls or redesigns of products, and inspect production facilities and charge managers of negligent companies with criminal offences. The third one is the deregulation. This is the movement towards eliminating legal constraints or restraints on competition in various industries to significantly reshape the legal environment for many industries. Thus, these 3 ways measure the social responsibility of a business organization. What are the responsibilities of businesses to the general public? to the customers, employees, and the financial community. Actually, social responsibilities are management's acceptance of the obligation to consider profit, consumer satisfaction, and societal well-being of equal value in evaluation of firms' performance. Measuring social performance of firm is also known as social audit. Such responsibilities can actually be studied under the following headings. The first one is a responsibility towards the general public. It may relate to public health issues like consumption of tobacco, alcohol, or use of handguns, etc. It could also be protecting the environment, that is, the pollution, recycling issues, and green marketing strategy. Then comes the developing the quality of workplace, in-house training, scope for development of workplace or workforce. And lastly, it is the corporate philanthropy, cash contributions and donations that are given by voluntary organizations help social responsibility concept. Now, the responsibility towards the customers. The rights of the consumer are as follows. These rights become the responsibility of the organizations, or actually the duty of the organizations. Right to be safe. Product liability refers to the responsibility of manufacturers for injuries and damages caused by their products. Meaning to say, the product should be free from defects. Right to be informed. Customers should have access to enough education and product information so that they can make responsible buying decisions. Right to choose. The choice to buy goods and services as per requirements, that is, as per their needs and wants. There should not be any compulsions in buying. Right to be heard. To express legitimate complaints to appropriate authorities, especially when there is a product liability. Now, what are the responsibilities towards employees? The first one comes workplace safety. Occupational Safety and Health Administration is a federal regulatory force setting workplace safety and health standards. We have to understand that 1/3 of the life of an individual is spent at his workplace. So safety is definitely a cause of concern. Then comes the quality of life issues. It is to help workers balance their work with family problems by providing facilities at the workplace itself. Then ensuring equal opportunities on the job. Equal Employment Opportunities Commission is created to increase job opportunities for women and minorities and to help end discriminations based on race, color, religion, disability, gender, or national origin in any personnel action. Sexual harassment and sexism can also be a problem in a workplace. This has to be handled with care. It actually refers to an unwelcome and inappropriate action of a sexual nature in a workplace. When two genders of people work, this is bound to happen, and it is the commitment from the top management that will help this problem to be diffused. Now, what are the responsibilities towards the investors and the financial community? Profit alone is not what the stakeholders and investors are looking at, but also good ethical behavior, as share prices may be affected due to unethical behavior, and facing lawsuits for poor quality or product liability, which may also shaken the confidence of the investor community. So all these responsibilities help organizations to go a long way in retaining customers. So that should be the end of our topic 2, and we should be moving on to topic 3, economic challenges facing global and domestic businesses. Thank you.